Hey y'all, I'm just getting home from work and I wanted to share a story with you guys. I've already taken off my earrings and partial or some of my makeup, but I want to be taking off my makeup so I can get the story out to you guys. This story is about how to handle rejection and how to turn it around in your favor. Now, I'm going to tell you about a story because this story happened to me. Um, hold on. This story happened to me a long time ago before I met my husband, and I just want to make sure that you guys understand some things because I have a girlfriend who's currently going through this situation. You have a crush at work. You like him. You are pursuing him or not really pursuing him. You're waiting for. Okay, let me tell you my example. What happened to me, and this way I can kind of tell the story as I go along. So what had happened to me, I had just started a company, and it was this guy that had started like a month or two after I did. Now, with him, he would come into the office ever so often because he would work at another office sometimes. So he was probably in my office probably about maybe once a week or something like that, or probably less than that. I don't know if you can go any less than that, but he was at my office probably once a week. And then something had happened to his position to the point where he was at the other office more than often and only in my office once a month or so. So here's what happened. I remember the guy very well because I was the one, listen to this, I was the one that started a conversation with him, and I think it was something like, hey, we're having so and so ice cream social in the job, it should be, if you want to go, here's the information. It was genuine. It was truly genuine. It was not, oh, I like you. It was just trying to, let everybody in the office know what was going on. And so he was one of those guys that never really left the office. So I was like, oh, I got to tell the little young boy. That's what I call him, young boy. He wasn't young, but I got to let him know what's going on. So it's like, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And then it kind of started off like that. Whenever something was going on in the office, I was like, hey, tomorrow there's the food truck is going to be here. I know you got to eat or you like to, whatever the case may be. And we kind of I kind of built something, my own friendship with him. And so for about the first 3 months, I think I did that maybe twice. And then what I would do is and none of this was done intentionally. This was just how it happened. And so I kind of pulled back because I was just like, hey, I'm the only one that reach out to this guy. So why am I putting forth any effort? He'll come and stop and talk to me. He'll come in the office and then he'll shut his door. And, if I walk past his office, I'll see him and speak. And then, he'll do one of these. I'm like, rude. And what happened? So I matched his behavior. I said, okay, you obviously you don't want to talk to me like that, or you just, whatever. So I just stopped talking. I walked right past his glass door and I wouldn't even look his way. And I know he's in there because I could hear him on the phone right before I walked. And I had to pass his office in order to go to my car. So I would just, like, I don't even see him. I'll do that 2-3 times a day. And then I can see him out the corner of my eye with my shades on because I got my shades on as I'm leaving because it's hot. So he doesn't know what I'm looking at. I can see him out the corner of the eye looking at me like, dang, she not going to stop? No. So that was the first red flag that I should have adhered to. And then, finally he'll get up and he'll come see me, or he'll come to my office and say, hey, how you doing? And I would, I would talk to him, and we would be, just talking about everything. I have always been attracted to alpha males, and he wasn't an alpha male, but what he did is he has such a beautiful smile, beautiful teeth, and his intellect. I love an intelligent man that can hold a conversation and could just talk about anything. And that's what he did. Could talk about anything. I mean, anything. Like, we were like in tune with talking about growth and goals and families and things that we really, really took to heart, and things that we really, 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 really valued. And this went on for months and months and months and months and months and months and months. And so, I got to the point where, he was buying a house, and I was, asking him, he was asking for my opinion, and yada, yada, yada. And then, he started working at the other office more, so I saw him less. And so we agreed that he would come. He agreed that he would come into the office at least, every 2 months and check in. And so I didn't think nothing of it, because I was like, he doesn't owe me anything. We're not dating, so I don't really care what he do. So as those conversations kept growing and growing, and I just really started to enjoy those conversations. The meeting of the minds was something that really captivated me to grow some sort of interest in him, or the thought of him. And so months and months and months went on. We're talking. I get excited because I know he's coming in 2 months. Mind you, he lived 2 or 3 minutes away from the office. Again, signs that I did not pick up on. And I consider myself to be smart. I've never been in a situation where I was dumb for a guy. But I think I was going through so much in my life that time that I really, I don't know, I was reaching for something. And I don't know what it was, but I was definitely lonely, right? And that happened once, and it never happened again since. So, of course, I'm married now, but at the time I wasn't. So he would come into the office, we'll talk, and then this went on for months, and then somehow we exchanged numbers or something. It was like a friendly. It wasn't like, hey, I think I like you now. Let's talk. It was more so, hey, let's talk about this. It was, I don't know what it was. It wasn't anything as if, hey, I think I like you. Let's talk. It was more work related or something where we had to exchange numbers. And so that went on, and then I just wasn't getting what I wanted, so I deleted him, and then he would message me back or follow me on LinkedIn and say, hey, and I would send him messages, and he would just like respond, but it wasn't like showing any interest in me. It was basically like, I'll say, better be careful, it's wet outside today, boy, or something like that, and he'll be like, yeah, for real it is, I'm gonna go ahead and do this and do that. That's it. And so I just got tired of doing that. And then I just was like, okay. So I blocked him, deleted him, stopped calling him. I never called him up to this point. It was all text. And so I blocked him, and then I unblocked him, and then I blocked him again. The game, the childish things people did, I did them just for a little bit. And so he had called me or texted me every holiday and would say happy Thanksgiving, happy Merry Christmas, whatever. So I knew it was coming. And so Thanksgiving, I had not talked to him for a few months up until that time. So he texted me or something. I was done with him. I was like, you know what? He's not showing any interest. He's not trying to pursue me, so I'm not even going to think about this. And so like within minutes, it's like the earth vibe connected, and he was sending me a message basically saying, happy Thanksgiving, yada, 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 yada. I want to get to see you outside of work. Got a lot of things I want to talk about, da, 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 maybe after the holiday. Now, this is Thanksgiving, after the holiday. So I'm like, so you're interested, in my mind, if you're interested in me, you're not going to wait a month and a half to see me. You've already wasted 2 months by coming in the office on once every 2 weeks or once every 2 months. And then, all these things I knew it wasn't good for me, but I just was like, you know what? It got to be more to this story, the mystery of it. Right. And so, we talked, so I called him, I tried to get him jealous the night before. And I sent a message and I said, I really enjoyed our night tonight. I enjoyed dancing. Thanks for making me laugh. And so the theory was for me to send it to another guy, but I accidentally sent it to him. No response, no care in the world. So the next morning, I called and I said, hey, first time calling on the phone, talking. It was all text up to then. And I said, hey, I'm sorry. I accidentally sent you a message last night. Ha ha ha, my bad. He was like, yeah, I kind of figured it was for someone else. Moved on to something else. No, my whole little plan of making him jealous was just dumb. It made no sense because it didn't do that. And so I'm pouring my heart out to you guys. So I want you guys to know the truth. I was rejected. That's the only time I've ever been rejected in this case ever. So I don't mind telling you guys the truth because we all play the fool sometime, but it's what you do so you don't do it again. And so, we talked a little bit about, what we're doing and all that. It was like maybe a 3-minute conversation, but I wanted more, right? I was craving more. I was like, oh my God, every time I see this guy, talk to him, he's just so damn, I just love talking to him. I was dreaming about this guy. I was thinking about playing scenarios in my head, what if scenarios, like dumb right? Just dumb stuff. And so that went on. So that went on for quite some time. And so fast forward, I was just waiting, just like sending him messages. Like I would go to the office, or I was at the office, and I'd be like, hey, I noticed the car outside. Is that yours? Are you in the office? I knew it wasn't his. I just wanted a way to communicate. Because I had been communicating up to that whole point. And he was just like, he never responded. So I was like, fuck him, done with him. He responds like a week later to 2 text messages that I had sent. And he, on 2 different occasions, and he responded to both of them. And so it was at that point I was like, okay, so it's not me. I'm tripping. This guy is not interested in me. He has no desire to even want to be with me. Why am I wasting my damn time? The red flags were there from the beginning. How I, would try to befriend him and get him into coming into the office. I just wasted my time, and I was just so upset and it wasn't his fault. It was my fault. I should have read the flags. I should have known that they were there, and I didn't. I knew they were there. What's the saying? You knew the cost, but you decided you knew there was a toll, but you took the bridge anyway, or something like that. I don't know. And so my girlfriend, she had like a similar situation, and she had texted a guy, and they were back and forth, and she said she sent him a message and was like, look, is you or is you hidden? Are you with me or are you not? And she didn't really say that, just joking around. But she was just like, are you really interested in me or you're not? Because I don't got time for the back and forth. And this was like her second date with him. So I was just like, girl, it's too soon. And she was just like, I'm not playing. I need to know. So she got an immediate response from the guy. The guy immediately understood what she was feeling and immediately took action. And so this is date 2 with this guy, and she got an immediate response. She got what she was looking for. Here it is for me at the time, a year and a half, and I can't even get a conversation or meeting outside of the office. So I was just like pissed. And so I text I got the nerve to text the guy, and I started off like this. I said, hey, I'm a woman who know what I want, how I want it, when I want it. Um, I need clarification, or I need clarification because your words and your actions are inconsistent. And then I explained why they were inconsistent. I said, you said you want to do this, you want to catch up, you want to talk, you want to see me outside the office. But then, yeah, you just, after having that conversation, it's months later before I hear from you. And then when I do hear back from you, it's the same thing. I said, so all your communication is inconsistent with me, with what you say, and I need to know, are you interested in me? Are you interested in just our work friendship? Are you interested in me dancing to a sheet that I don't have the tunes to? What's going on? And so I ended it, and I said, you know what? It's just you just being inconsistent in your communication, and I'm not feeling that, and I'm not gonna deal with that. And so I said, communication is key for me, but in order for me to steer the ship, it takes clarity. I need clarity on the situation. And so I knew he was working because I could see him via Zoom or red light. You could see when somebody is available or something or whatever. So I know he was working. So I know he got the text message. Immediate response, and it was long. It basically said, hey, my mom just died. I'm going through all of that. And I knew his mom died. He had reached out and told me that the week it happened. He was just like, hey, my mom just passed. I'm going through a lot right now. I just want you to know I'm taking time off. Now you're checking in and you're telling me all these things, and I'm thinking we're building a friendship. Really, we're not. And so, and I knew how he was about his mom. I knew how he, how he was really close with his mom. So, even during that time, I had offered to hey, I don't usually do this, but I can bring you some lunch if you want to get something catered. And the responses were just like, nope, I got family in town. I was just like, okay, I can't wait for lose. So I started thinking all kind of things. I said, either this guy is gay or either he just not that interested. It's something. So the text was why I sent that text, because it was inconsistent communication. Even though I knew what it really was, I still wanted clarification. He responded back and he was just like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I really do like you as a work relationship. Well, I like our work relationship. I'm your rah-rah guy. I got your back. I want to see you grow. I want to see you happy. All that bullshit. I got all this going on in my family. I can't really talk about it because of your position at work and yada, 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 and yada, 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 and, yada, 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 and yada, yada, yada. So I saw it and I said, thank you for the clarification. Take care. That's it. That's it. It was clear at that point that I had wasted a year and a half. But anyway. So this is how I handled the situation. I deleted his phone number. I deleted text messages. I changed my profile picture on the work internal teams or whatever it's called. I changed that profile from a beautiful profile of me to like some sunflowers, because that's all you get. And so there's more to this story, but I'm just giving you guys the gist of it because I've already hit 18 minutes. So long story short, a couple months went by. I had, I was over the situation. I was like, you know what, I'm not thinking about it. He walks into the office and he comes into my office like he always do. And he smiled and I act as if nothing happened. And I said, hi, how are you? He said, hey, how you doing? How you doing? I was like, I'm doing good. You doing good? He was like, I need to talk to you about, our last time we sent text messages to each other. And I was like, oh, what happened? What's wrong? Dead ass. Like, this is something you cannot do in a text or you cannot do on a call. You have to be in person because they need to see your facial expressions and all. So you have to do this in person. This cannot be done any other way. So I said, oh, what happened? He said, you remember the last time we texted and, you had expressed how you felt about me and I kind of rejected you. And I just want to talk about it and say, I'm sorry. And I was like, oh my God. Oh, this is what I did. Oh my gosh. Is is that what you think happened? Oh, is that what you think I was trying to say? I'm so sorry. And so now he's confused. He's like, well, what do you mean? That is what you were trying to say. Well, I don't confuse them. And I said, okay, let me explain. This is what I'm doing. I'm so dramatic. He's like really confused. Like, what the hell? And so I'm like, I don't really remember the message. Now everything I say is already, I've already rehearsed it. I already know what I'm going to say. I already know what to say to get him like, what the I said, allow me to explain that. I said, during that time, I was tying up loose ends. I was getting ready for a new year. I was in the process of dating this guy, and we were working on something. So I wanted to make sure I was tying up my loose ends and there wasn't anything lingering around. You know what I mean? This is how I said it. And I said, and you mentioned, I brought it back to him. I said, you mentioned a couple of weeks ago that you wanted to see me outside of the office. So I didn't want any miscommunication or misunderstanding because I don't see you no more as somebody I work with. I said, unfortunately, you haven't given me more than that, but to expect that. So that's all I expected. I didn't expect anything else. I said, I do ask you to respect me when I text you, call me back, or text me back because we're friends. Anything else, you're not obligated to do so. I had switched it around so bad. His mind was like, so you rejected me? I was like, I didn't know you rejected me. I don't see you as that. I don't see you as that boyfriend. I just thought we were work friends. Oh, girls, let me tell you, he was so messed up. He was so mad. He realized I turned that thing around. Yes, what I said to him was I was interested in a way. But I flipped it so bad that he didn't even know. And I was like, oh my gosh, I deleted the message, so I can't go back to it. Do you remember what I said? Now, in other words, some of you, there's another way to do that. You can be honest and you could just stay your truth. And after you said take care, thanks for confirming, because that's how you truly feel, and you shouldn't want anything less. But the game to that was no, to turn that rejection around, put it on him. Oh, I'm sorry, you're not my type. I'm not interested in dating anyone. I thought I was, and it didn't work out well because I just can't give them all of me. I can't give them any time or anything. And I'm sorry that there was a miscommunication, but I wasn't saying that in that message. And I'm so glad we're clearing it up and talking about it. Anyway, how have you been doing? Homeboy mouth drop. Guess what happened? He was my flirt. He was my crush. I ended up being his crush. I reversed it on his ass. He was in the office every day thereafter trying to get to know me. Nope. Because I'm a woman, you have to show me your actions. You have to show me your words, and actions have to coordinate. You can't just be talking it. You got to show me. And so by him telling me he wasn't interested, he told me. And so now I rejected you. I flipped the script and I tried to play it off like, oh, you were misinformed. You misunderstood what I was saying. Let me clarify that for you. No, I'm not interested in you. But you said you were. You misunderstood. Oh, I'm so sorry you did. That's not what I meant. I'm so embarrassed. Do that. But it only works in person. You can't do this on the phone. You can't do this via text. They have to see the dramatical facial expressions that goes with. You gotta be an actress. You have to be able to play that part. Reverse it on him and see how it reversed. Or you could just be like, hey, you know what? I don't want to play that game. I said what I feel, and that's what I want. If he can't give me that, I can't be with him. You could do that too, because that's what I was thinking. Until like a light bulb went off my head. I was just like, let me reverse this. Let me reverse. Let me put what I've been feeling on him. Man, worked like a charm. Homeboy was so sprung, and he didn't even have the cookie. Because men are chasers. They like to chase. And they don't like to be rejected. So when you say, oh, I'm sorry, please don't take this the wrong way. You're not really my type. You're great looking, but you're just not my type. But I really enjoy you as a work friend. I think we are good there. He's going to want to live up to everything. He's going to want to make himself your type. I'm telling you, try that. Reverse it. But during that time, you can't call him. You can't talk to him. You can't text him. If he responds to you, text, respond. Because remember, that's not what you really were saying according to you. Even though that's what you were saying. That's not what you were really saying. You were really saying, oh God, I'm glad you're not interested. I'm glad we feel the same way because I had a lot going on. I couldn't give you what I thought you were looking for. And, I was just tying up those loose ends. I was getting ready for the new year. So I just wanted to make sure that I didn't have anything lingering around. I needed to clear up. That's how you reverse it. Reverse that rejection to reject him, okay? That's what you have to do. I'm telling you, it worked like magic. And this is a guy that I had a crush on. I really liked him. But he didn't even know what hit him after that. He didn't even know. He was like, I'm confused. No, let me unconfuse you, boo. I was not, don't have an attitude. Be the same person you were. Nothing has changed. But anyway, that was my story. Sorry it took 30 minutes to say it, but I had to get to the point. Red flags, watch out for them, know when they're there, and how to fix them. All right, thanks, guys. Bye.